Okay, so I see the ladies on here talking about why they will not live with a man, and I'm going to give you my reasons. Number one, because I don't want to. Because I don't want to. I don't want to share my space. I don't want to share my bed. I don't want to share anything with you. I don't want to share my candles. I don't want to share my blankets. I don't want to share my couch. I don't want to share my TV. I don't want you using my Amazon. I don't want you using my Netflix. I don't want you using my anything. And that's number one. Number two, I've done it before. The fantasy has been killed for me. It really is nothing to look forward to, okay? You get home, they hungry. You went to work all day, they went to work all day, and it's not like one's taking care of the bills, or you know what I'm saying? You both are doing your share, but you're expected to cook. So that's a no. When I was with my ex-husband, I was cooking the gourmet meals, okay, every day, and he still was ungrateful. To this day, I hate cooking. I don't want to cook. I will DoorDash every day if I could. And if I want to, I will. Another reason, they stink. They really stink. They really do. Their dirty gym clothes stink. They smell sweaty. They just smell like a big old fart. Another reason, when they're angry, they're like a dark cloud that just lingers. Okay, a lot of men nowadays, they don't know how to regulate their emotions, and they're looking to you to regulate their emotions. But instead of like really trying to work through those things with you, they want you to dig and dig and dig and dig while they ignore you in the process. And I'm just not doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't really care for it. I don't want to do it. I don't need to do it. And I'm not doing it anymore. And another thing, they want to be all up in your stuff. Okay? Everybody knows ain't nothing like a woman's home. Ain't nothing like a woman's touch. Okay? You see that Christmas tree back there? A man could not do that. And they won't do it either. But when they see that you do it, now all of a sudden they want to be all up in it. They want to use all your things. They want to be all up in your stuff. I'm very selfish, and I do not want to share any of my stuff with a man at all. I know I mentioned this earlier, but don't touch my throw pillows. Don't touch my bathroom perfumes. Just don't touch anything. Okay? And that's why I'm not sharing nothing with no man. And I'm not living with no man. And ladies, I would say to you, don't live with a man either until you get married. And even then, have another room.
I will never live with a man again. The amount of women that I am seeing say this over and over and over again is crazy. What are y'all men putting these women through? That they would rather live alone than be up under you. Maybe they are saying it is peaceful. They are saying that it is quiet. They are saying that it's so enjoyable. The house is clean. They don't have to worry about all the responsibility, all the labor. I even saw one woman say that if you have children, let them go with the man. Just have them visit. Your children too. The man and the children visit, but they do not live with you. These women are serious. Relationships and marriage it might be done. These women are at peace with living on their own. They are not having it. You come over, you spend time, and you go back to your place.
There's a trend going around of women saying all the reasons why they would never live with a man again, and here are mine. For reference, this big old 4-bedroom house is just occupied by me and my son. There is no man here, and I am living my best life. Number one, they eat all the food within one day. I am not gonna be cooking every freaking day. I like to cook like every few days. I kind of meal prep, and then I'll eat the same meal for the next 3 days, and it's less cooking, less cleaning. But when you live with a man, he will literally eat everything in one day. Number two, I don't want a man telling me how I want to decorate my space. I want everything in my house pink. I have a pink rug, pink Christmas tree, pink bows on my fucking cabinet. I'm not compromising on how I want to decorate my home, okay? Number 3, I don't want to share a bathroom with them. They're leaving the toothpaste on the sink. They're leaving pee on the fucking toilet. There's fucking hairs all over the shower. I'm not doing it. I don't want to have to tell someone where I'm going every time I leave the house. I just want to watch 4 episodes in a row of my favorite series on Netflix and not have to explain that to someone. When you live with a man, it's kind of expected that his friends, his family, his mama is going to come over sometimes. No. Just no. No. I don't want to share closet space with a man. Yeah, this whole closet is for all my clothes. I just don't want to. I did it for like 6-7 years and I will never do it again.
The homegirl gonna ask me, so what are your thoughts on living with a man? Because I'm considering. Are you laced? Because before you even continue, what's really going on at home? Because absolutely the fuck no. I get irritated with men way too fucking fast. I want to come home after a long day to peace and quiet. And I just feel like living with a man, you will never have true peace and quiet. You gonna be cooking every day, cleaning every day. They gonna want coochie every day. And I just don't have time for all that. Like, no, ew. Because men are really like big ass, dirty ass, badass kids. Like, no. You stay at your place, I stay at my place. You could come over, but playing house, absolutely the fuck not. I just don't see any benefits from it, honestly. Especially if we're not married. You think I'm finna play wifey to a nigga and he not? Okay, yeah, no. Y'all got it. Move around.
I love the door has been opened to not wanting to live with a man because you want to be disgusting in peace. Because honestly, I've been living this truth for quite some time now. Like 90% of the time when I'm in my house, I'm probably just farting and eating snacks. My hair's greasy as fuck. It smells like shit. It probably would stay in this position if I stood like, honey, it ain't going nowhere, baby. It's just staying like that. And you know what? I don't give a fuck. I haven't brushed my teeth yet. I haven't washed my face yet. I'm sitting here, my armpit smelled from work last night. Like, I haven't showered yet. And you know what? I don't give a flying fuck. Because whenever I leave the house, okay, not whenever. I'm going to say 90% of the time when I leave the house, I'm put together and I smell clean. But, no. When I'm in the house chilling by myself, eating my breakfast, watching The Office in the morning, fuck no, I'm not done. My leg hair is probably half an inch long at this point. Because why the fuck am I going to shave my legs right now? I'm not shaving my legs right now. I don't even think I've shaved my armpits, to be quite honest. And I live in a warm climate. But either way, that's neither here nor there. No, I don't want to live with a man. Living with a man is like performance theater. And that's just not for me. I'm not fucking cleaning up my shit. I have fucking snacks in my bed. I was eating snacks when I got home last night from work. Slept right next to the fucking snacks. I don't give a flying fuck. Woke up this morning, had 2 chips for breakfast before I even got up. And you know what? Then I got up and made my real breakfast. And my real breakfast being a bagel. Okay? And something that I've personally experienced when living with a man in the past, I'm not about to be lectured on what the fuck the nutrition facts are on the food that I'm eating. Every fucking morning I would wake up and have a bagel for breakfast. My boyfriend would be like, well, is that all you're gonna have? You're not gonna have any protein? No, I'm not gonna fucking have any protein. Get the fuck out of my face. God forbid I want to sit down and have a bag of chips. God forbid I want to sit down and have you know what's in that, right? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I'm not about to be lectured on my hygiene, and I'm sure shit not about to be lectured on the fucking food that I'm eating. I don't know what is wrong with y'all.
Living without a man means not managing a household. It means living in your house. I will never live with a man ever again for the same reason why men need man caves. This whole house is my man cave. This is my safe space. This is where I go to not be perceived. And every time I've lived with a man, because I've made the mistake a couple of times, every time I've lived with a man, I am managing a house. I'm not living in a house. You want to know where the scissors are? Go find them. Stop asking me. I want to know why the grass isn't cut, because that's your chore. So I'm looking at long grass. The trash is smelling. That's your chore. Now I'm waiting for you to take the trash out. Why? What is the benefit? I also don't do roommates, don't get me wrong, because I need to live in my home. I'm not managing it. I'm not stepping on eggshells. I'm not listening to someone playing Call of Duty super loud in the next room while I'm trying to work, rest, or read. I'm not waiting while my dogs are whining or my cats are whining because it's his turn to walk the dogs and he's sleeping in. I'm not doing that. I've told the story on here before where I have an ex-fiance and I was sitting right here. I was in my first meeting in a C-suite. So I had just gotten this major promotion. It was a huge deal. And we had some work going on in the kitchen. Now, at the time when I'd made this video talking about it, all the men in the comments were like, oh, you had work in the kitchen? You probably were the one who decided blah, blah, blah. No. The knock came at the door. He's downstairs. He's supposed to be working. And he's downstairs. And I hear, Ansa, someone's at the door. Then open it. He opens the door. And the construction people come in. And they're like, all right, like, where are we going? And he sits down in the living room. I had to leave my meeting, go downstairs, and point them to the kitchen. And guess what we were having done? We were having a water line put in for our new fridge. He couldn't point them to the kitchen. He didn't know what was going on, despite the fact that we discussed it, blah, 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 blah. And to the people who say, well, you just haven't found the right man. Listen, I'm not going to spend the rest of my life looking. Okay? You want me to center my entire life around testing every single man that may potentially be a good partner? No. No. I'm 37 years old. I've literally spent most of my life up until this point doing that, and it's a complete waste of time. The man of my dreams quite possibly may not exist, and that's perfectly fine. That's why he's the man of my dreams. I get to see him anytime I want. He doesn't have to exist for me to be content in my life. And I see all these men using the same copy, that now that women don't need men for financial survival, they're dating them for the content of the character. Now we're all single. Yeah. What did you think was going to happen when women weren't forced to be in relationships? What exactly did you think was going to happen? And no, I don't need a man. If something breaks, I go to YouTube University or I hire someone who knows what they're doing. That doesn't mean I need a man in my house just in case. That's ridiculous. That's like an insane thing to say, that I need a man in my house just in case. Just in case something happens and I don't know how to fix it, or you're insane. And I'll end with this. Let me just say this. Men, A, get your money up. Stop complaining about women being too masculine or being too educated get your money up and date within your tax bracket and leave me alone. Second of all, value yourself. Like as a man who's complaining about blah, 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 you have more to offer to the world than knowing how to fix a damn toilet. And I'm not saying that because plumbers aren't useful. I'm saying you are not a plumber. What are you offering someone in a relationship besides providing and protecting, which you don't do? So you're just going to live in someone's house just in case someone breaks in? That's your entire contribution? I swear to you, you do not make enough money to have a stay-at-home wife. I guarantee you. Not where I live. Not where I live. And if you're going to be matching my salary, then let's both make bank. But this whole need for control and blah, 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 it's an extinction burst. And you can either keep up or get out of the way. Okay? Okay, we're done here.
I keep hearing the conversations about women who don't want to ever get married again. Women who don't want to be in a relationship, or they don't want to live with a man ever again in life. And I get it. When you have been in a situation where you are overperforming and someone is underperforming, it is draining. The imbalance really starts to erode at the relationship. When you are the person who's trying to make sure the household runs smoothly and you're working all day, and then you're coming home and you're having to cook and you're having to clean and you're having to make sure that the kids are good and you're having to put them in the bath and you're having to do all the things. And then at the end of the night, you take a shower, you're winding down, you just fall into the bed exhausted, and now somebody's trying to hump on your leg. Let me tell you something. Romance, it starts here. Between the ears. It starts with you assisting. It starts with you being there for her, showing up for her. She shouldn't have to carry the entire load. Not the mental load, the emotional load, the physical load. That is draining. She doesn't have the capacity for her spouse. She is exhausted. And if someone is constantly underperforming and you're overperforming, that imbalance gets old real quick. And then when you just get fed up, no one wants to be a single parent. No one wants to be divorced. But sometimes you just feel like, what am I doing here? Like, this is not enough for me. I deserve so much more than I'm getting. And after a while, you just decide you need more. And now you're single and your house is clean every day. And every time you walk into the house, it's just spotless and there's no one there taking up your air, needing something and not doing much. There's no more breadcrumbs. It's just you. And it's been you all along, but now it's you without that dead weight. And then you're like, I don't know if I would trade this. I don't know if I want to bring somebody back into my home that's immature, that underperforms, that isn't a true teammate. And then you recognize how peaceful your life has become. I get it. I don't know if I want somebody else in my house either. Okay, bye.
The girlies are talking about why we don't live with men anymore, and my reason why is because I fart at nighttime and I don't want no one to judge me. And then I have my makeup room and I don't want no one to go in there at all, like nobody. And then my bedroom is super cute and greenery and like just what I wanted, and I don't want no one to bring their football stuff in there at all. And I have a cat and 2 dogs, and if you don't like animals, then you can't come in my house at all. And then 2, because my son does a lot of sports, and so we're always doing something with sports, and if you can't understand that I'm busy with that, then I don't want you in my life. And then 2, I work all day too, and I don't want you to tell me like, oh, I'm hungry just because I work. And yeah, I work too, so I have to figure it out. Unless I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom and not work and not have to worry about money, then I don't want to live with a man. So, yeah.
Do you think men are the problem? Now, my name is Clinton and I want to talk about this video. You realize that in recent years, a growing number of women have openly stated that they prefer living alone rather than sharing a home with a man. And social media is filled with stories of women celebrating their independence, financial freedom, and let's say the peace of mind. Like for example, in the videos that you have seen here. So while these experiences are valid, the conversation often turns into a blanket criticism of men, and that where their discussion becomes unfair. So let's start with a very simple fact. And I want to say that not every relationship failure is caused by men. Many online discussions frame men as the primary reason women choose to remain single or say avoid cohabitation. So this narrative ignores the countless men who work hard, provide emotional support, remain loyal, and make sacrifices for their families every single day. So for generations of men, have been expected uh, to, to, to shoulder enormous responsibilities. Society often expects men to provide, solve problems, and remain emotionally strong regardless of the pressure they face. So despite these expectations, men receive very little appreciation for the contributions they make. Now another point is that rarely is that we rarely discuss like is that modern dating has really changed dramatically. Like you find that men today face higher expectation than ever before. Like they are expected to be financially successful, emotionally available, physical attractive, ambitious, confident, and let's say social skilled. All at the same time, while women have every right to have standards. Like many men feel that the standards are placed upon them have become increasingly difficult to meet. Like you find that some women choose not to live with men because they enjoy their independence. So that's perfect reason. However, independence does not automatically mean men are unnecessary or say are the problem in a relationship, right? So a strong relationship should enhance both people's life rather than restrict them. It is also important to remember that men face their own struggles, issues such as loneliness, depression, workplace stress, and say as social isolation, uh, which affect millions of men. So these topics rarely receive the same attention as discussed about women's challenges. So when men speak about their difficulty, they are often told to simply man up rather than receiving attention or receiving genuine support. So the reality is that most men are most villains. Like most men are ordinary people trying to build meaningful lives, support their families, and find happiness. Just as there are bad women and bad men, there are also good women and good men. Judging an entire let's say gender-based or negative personal experience is neither fair nor productive, right? So instead of asking why women are choosing to live with men, perhaps let's say a better question should be like, how can men and women build healthier relationships together? And the answer isn't found in blaming one side. It is found in communication. It is found in respect. It is found in accountability, and let's say understanding. So at the end of the day, men and women are not, they all need each other. Like the strongest society, families, and communities are built when both genders work together rather than being one another as opponents. So what do you think? Are men being unfairly blamed in this conversation, or are women simply embracing a new lifestyle, a choice? So let me know your thoughts and in the comments below.